Hey there and welcome. If you've ever thought about becoming a teacher, you know there's a lot more to it than just being good at a certain subject. It's a real journey from being a student yourself to becoming a professional. Today, we're going to break down two of the biggest, most important steps on that path: teacher education and teacher certification.
So let's just jump right in with the big question, right? It all really comes down to this. What's the actual difference between knowing how to teach and being allowed to teach? It sounds pretty simple, but trust me, that one little distinction is what shapes your entire career. You can think of a really solid, successful teaching career as something you build on two essential pillars. They're separate for sure, but they are totally connected. You just can't build a strong career without both of them working together. And that's the foundation we're going to explore today.
Okay, so here's the main idea in a nutshell. Teacher education, that's the how-to. It's where you roll up your sleeves and learn the craft, the skills, all the knowledge you need. Then, on the other side, you've got teacher certification. That's the proof. It's the official thumbs up that shows you've met the standards. So one builds your skills, and the other proves them.
Let's start with that first pillar, building your competence. This is ground zero. It's the structured, academic process where you learn how to be a truly effective teacher. It really is the bedrock for everything else you're going to do in a classroom.
So what is teacher education, really? Well, it's the formal training you get from colleges and universities. And it's not just a bunch of random classes, no way. It's a carefully structured academic journey designed specifically to take what you know about a subject and transform it into the ability to actually teach it to others.
And what are you actually learning on this journey? You're basically building a complete toolkit. You're diving into pedagogy, which is just a fancy word for the art and science of teaching. You're learning how to design a curriculum, how to manage a classroom, and, so important, you're getting that hands-on, practical teaching experience. It's about becoming the whole package.
Okay, so you've put in the work, you've built up your skills, now what? Well, that brings us right to our second pillar, validating those skills. This is the official stamp of approval, the step that takes all your training and turns it into a recognized professional qualification.
Now, here's a key difference. Your degree, that comes from your college, but your certification, that's a formal recognition you get from an outside regulatory body. It's their way of saying, yep, this person has met all the specific, standardized requirements to teach here. It's basically your license to practice.
So this whole process is really about verification. You'll usually have to pass some official exams, go through some licensing procedures, and basically prove that you are up to snuff with all the national or regional standards for teachers. It's the official benchmark that says you're ready to go.
Now, this is such a critical question. How do you connect the how-to with the proof? How do you actually get from being a student in one of our classrooms to becoming a certified professional? Well, this is exactly where we, as an academic institution, come in. It's our job to bridge that gap.
And this is the modern way to think about it. Any good teacher training program isn't just operating in its own little bubble. We intentionally design our programs with that final certification in mind from day one. Our goal isn't just to help you become a great teacher, it's to make sure you become a certifiable teacher.
So how do we do it? Well, we have a really deliberate three-step process. First, we build a comprehensive curriculum that covers absolutely everything you need to know. Second, and this is so important, we align that curriculum with the specific teaching standards you're going to be tested on. Every single course, every module is mapped to those professional benchmarks. And third, we give you expert guidance, things like portfolio workshops and exam prep to help you navigate the tricky certification process itself.
So why are we spending all this time on this distinction? Why does this really matter in the real world? Because honestly, getting this right is the key to building a teaching career that's not just credible, but sustainable and maybe even global.
I mean, just look at this table. It really lays out the stakes pretty clearly. If you have the education but no certification, you'll have awesome skills, but you might have a really tough time getting hired in a formal school system. On the flip side, with just certification, you might be eligible for a job, but you might not have that deep effectiveness that makes you a great teacher. It's the combination, education plus certification, that really unlocks your full potential.
And this is especially true if you have big dreams of teaching abroad. For an international career, having both is completely non-negotiable. Every country has its own set of certification standards, and having that strong educational foundation is what gives you the flexibility and knowledge to meet them, wherever you go.
Look, if you only take away one single thing from our chat today, let it be this. Teacher education is what builds your competence, your actual ability to teach well, and teacher certification is what validates that competence for the rest of the professional world.
So I guess that leaves us with one final thought. Whether you're just starting out on this path or you're already in the field, you should ask yourself this question. Is my training really preparing me for certification? Is it truly setting me up not just to teach, but to become a recognized professional? That's the key. Thanks so much for tuning in.